Yeah, it says it's recording, but my computer is scheduled to shut down for like an update in like 23 minutes.
Okay.
So I'm on, I also am on in do you see me twice?
Yes, the other one's
Okay.
still loading, like you're trying to connect.
Oh, really? Okay. Um,
Recording in progress.
There might be a way. Is there a way under more to like share screen or share
with you?
accessibility? Yeah, and then I can record from mine maybe.
Yeah, I gotta turn that other one off.
Oh, hold on. If I hit more on mine, it says record on this computer.
Okay, why don't you do
I'm
that?
gonna I'm gonna send a request to you as a host to let me record.
Okay. Yeah, I see it. And
Okay.
and are you getting feedback when I'm talking now?
No, because your other one's muted.
Okay, good. All right. So
Okay.
I have that on in case this one goes off.
Okay, I have it's recording on mine.
Okay. Looks like we have a couple of guests.
I love it.
Hey Bob, are you there? I have a common acquaintance with Bob.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. We can't see you, but we can hear you. I don't know if we talked about this last time, but did I tell you that my neighbor is Paul? Is it Pope?
Yes, I didn't know that, but yeah, he's a old high school teammate of mine and really outstanding young, not a young man anymore, but yeah, he's a professor now at UT.
Right. Yeah, I think he's got two places. He has an apartment like close to campus that when he's teaching, he's here. And so he lives right across the courtyard from me. And we both got dogs and we talk all the time.
Okay, yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah, I like him a lot. So I think he was at our Oklahoma match on Sunday.
Oh, was he
Also.
really?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, he said he was going to come. That was the first one he was going to come to.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Well,
and
congratulations on the start to the year.
Thanks.
Can't be any better.
Yeah. We've done well. So hopefully we can keep it rolling. And I see Eddie's on the call this time and Ricky Hall's back. And Megan, I don't know obviously Ricky knows Megan, Megan Hoffman. She's kind of like what makes everything tick. She is our director of operations for both men's and women's tennis, and she helps us with everything that's not coaching.
Okay.
So she does all that stuff. So the rest of our job is pretty easy as long as Chi and Nevin behave themselves. That's pretty easy.
Right. Need the strong staff to make everything click.
That's right. And Eddie and Ricky, I don't know if you guys are on. We see your names. We don't see your video, but can you hear us? Huh. Okay.
Okay, now you're in.
There's Eddie.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you and I can see you.
Oh, okay.
That's a good thing. Thanks for coming on.
No, thanks for doing this.
Yeah,
yes, I agree with Bob. What a great season you're having.
Thank you. And Ricky, can you hear us too? Megan, do you want to text Ricky and see if he's having any problems or call him?
Get it.
And I don't know. I really have no idea with these things, how many people are going to join. Last time we had President Hartzell on the call too, which was pretty cool. And we had Elliot Spizzeri and who else was on? Siem Moldy were on with us last time. So I'm trying to get a couple different guys to jump on each time. And I know that Stuart Keller said he was going to join and Coach Snyder was going to join as well. So we can wait another minute or two. Where are you now, Eddie? Are you in Houston?
I'm in Houston. You know that River Oaks tennis tournament's going on this week.
Yeah.
And they're going to have a mess with all this weather coming from Austin.
Yeah, we're in Lubbock right now.
Had some rain.
Right. Is it raining right now in Austin and Houston?
It's not in Houston.
It's not.
Well, they're in a weather delay.
Okay. Oh, are they?
Franklin, but they had the lightning detector and it went off at 12:24, and I don't know what it's doing now, but
Okay.
you know, our forecast for the next, where are you, Bruce?
We're in Lubbock. It's
Oh,
got cold. We got here last night. It got cold overnight and windy, but the afternoon is gonna be pretty nice. It's cool, like in the mid to upper 50s, but it's not bad here today. Tomorrow, I think it'll just get the normal windy stuff here. Megan, is Ricky having some problems getting on?
Yeah, he's gonna try one more time, but he's working on it.
Okay.
I don't know why his little squares were on. He just can't hear anything. He's
And
gonna
I
try
don't know
again.
about Stuart Keller also. Do you have Stuart's number? Oh, here, he's texted me here. He's okay. Yeah, I don't know. Stuart's having problems, some technology problems, I guess, but we could
well, I was too. I clicked on using my iPad
yeah,
and it wasn't going through. It was asking for an ID and this and that.
really. Huh. Yeah,
Which makes-
the UT system sometimes makes it a little challenging because I know one thing, you definitely have to have a Zoom account to get on, but I don't know, sometimes people have problems. But anyway, looks like we're gonna have a smaller group today, but I mean, I already told you about Megan, who's on the call now, and I also wanted to, I don't know, Eddie or Bob, if you've met Chi-Chi, I'm sure you've seen them playing recently. Nevin and Chi-Chi are our two seniors this year. Nevin's from Austin, and he's having a great season so far in singles. He's 9-1 in singles right now, and Chi-Chi is they're both in their 5th year here because of COVID. Nevin's in graduate school, Chi-Chi's finishing up, and Chi-Chi you were born in Taiwan or Canada? Taiwan, right? But you moved over to Canada when you were super young?
Yeah,
What age were you when you moved to Canada?
7.
7, okay. All right. So, but I don't know. So I don't know what he claims to be now, but he's Taiwanese, Canadian, and Texan.
More Canadian than Taiwanese.
More Canadian.
And what number did you play Sunday?
6.
Okay, so you didn't have a good match.
No, he didn't have his best day on Sunday.
Was that a surprise? I mean, was that kid from OU? I mean, because you can't play your best every day, and I know that.
Yeah, no,
Anybody.
I think I was definitely the heavy favorite to win that match, but
I think Chi-Chi would agree that he's someone who it's usually up to him when he's playing. You know, over the years, when he's playing well, he's capable of. He's had some tremendous wins over the years, like including Ben Shelton, you know, who's now 30-something in the world, and he's come through so many times for us over the years in singles and doubles. But in his defense, I don't want to make excuses for him, but in his defense, he had his second pretty major surgery this summer, and he's worked his butt off to get back, but he's having trouble. He hasn't played his best singles so far this season, but he's a massive member of the team, and he's playing really good doubles right now too. So yeah, so what we're, like I said last time, guys, what we're trying to do with this call is just, we didn't really know how much interest or how much ability we'd have to coordinate schedules and get all the people on the call at the same time, but we're just trying to give some of the people who have been the most loyal supporters and most passionate about UT men's tennis to get on the call, maybe if not in person all the time, but try to connect a little bit by Zoom and get a chance to meet some of the guys each week or each month and see if we can kind of connect even closer to the program. So I guess, Nevin, do you want to just do like a brief intro of yourself and your background and where you are now and what you're doing next? And then Chi-Chi can do the same after that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so nice meeting all you guys. As Bruce said, I'm born and raised in Austin. Trained a little bit growing up with Steve Bryan. He was kind of a big reason I even kind of considered UT. I never thought when I was in juniors I was good enough maybe to play at a big school. My parents always wanted me to go to an Ivy League. They were pretty academically driven. But yeah, I'm glad once I came in, I was not probably the worst guy on the team my freshman year. But it's been really, really good ride with Cheech. Cheech and I came in at the same time. We were I think we were the only freshmen. The whole rest of the team was all upperclassmen. So since then, the team's changed a lot. I think for me, it was, I did undergrad in finance and graduated last May. And so because of the COVID year, I decided to do a 5th year, and I'm finishing up my master's in business analytics in McCombs as well. Next, so after I finish the season, I'm going to be working for JP Morgan Private Bank in Austin, like wealth asset management. So I'll start that in the middle of July. But yeah, I love the team. It's given me a lot of really good, close personal relationships. I think Cheech and I always talk about how lucky we are to be on a team like this. All the guys are super close, and I think that's not the only reason, but I think it's a big reason we've had so much success in past years, and especially, you know, we've had a really good season up to this point this year, and I think a lot of it is just the coaches and the players. Everyone's really close, so it's a little bit about me.
And what number did you play Sunday?
I played 5 on Sunday.
Okay. And please, maybe my question earlier, I'm not being critical, Bruce, at all. I'm just trying to just get more, you know, of a insider type deal.
Yeah,
That please don't think I'm being any way critical, because believe
Yeah.
me, what those guys, how they're doing this year, but also I know how it can come and go so quick.
yeah. Yeah, I
And,
don't think Chi takes offense to that. He knows that wasn't his best day.
Well, please don't. I mean, and I never meant for it to be critical at all, because I thought all of them hit some great shots
Yeah, for sure.
and played their hearts out. But I do have 2 questions,
Okay.
and one is asking the guys, because it did seem like Elliott does seem to get off to slower starts than others.
Yeah,
And I know y'all have talked about that and analyzed it till it's, you know, just a dead dog. But also, you know, and I understand, you know, when the yelling gets and you get pumped up, but that also takes a lot of energy out of you. And does it help when the guys or when the fans, or which helps more, or something of that nature?
yeah. Why don't you answer that one?
Your first question, I guess. I mean, I've definitely struggled with getting to good starts in the past also, and a lot of times it's not really so much a tennis thing. I think it's more once it gets in your head, it becomes a mental thing. Yeah, and I'm sure every tennis player's dealt with that before at some point or another in their career. And Elliott, I mean, he's had a lot of 3-set matches, and everyone he plays is super tough to beat, and they jump on him right away. So sometimes it could be tough, but he's always bounced back really well. And then I think it's kind of player dependent on how much the screaming helps. Like someone like Cleve will scream every single point, and that gives him energy. But like Nevin or I, maybe a little more quiet. But it's kind of just dependent on our styles. But I think we could all agree that a loud crowd and everyone cheering for you helps us all, because it gives us more motivation, more energy. You feel more support. So I think we all like that.
How much does it distract y'all when, you know, the crowds are watching, especially in singles, 6 matches, and so they may be cheering for, you know, a match on court 1 and you're playing on court 2? How much does it distract you when you might be in the middle of a point when the crowd, you know, starts cheering? Does it affect you at all?
I think at this point, all of us are pretty immune to it. We kind of block it out, and it happens every single match. It's hard to time it so that you're only cheering for 1 court at a time. And so you're hearing noises at all times. So I think we're pretty used to it at this point.
Well, do
Some
y'all
of you
do
guys might have
score?
noticed. Sorry,
Oh.
I was gonna say, Eddie, what some of you guys may notice in this last match, if you were there, is just, you know, the Oklahoma team was pretty much, they're constantly yelling. And there's a couple teams we play that are like that. And I personally don't like it because I think it's not genuine cheering for your team and trying to boost up the energy for your team. And sometimes the intent is to distract and get under the skin of the opponent, which I strongly discourage our guys from doing. And they're actually, they're actually trying to crack down on that a little more. It's, just that the fans is one thing, but the players on court heckling and just trying to get under people's skins. I'm not a big fan of that. But I thought in this last match, because it did get kind of close at times and it was pretty tenuous at times. And I thought our guys did a really good job of not letting that bother them. But I'm not a big fan of that part of it.
Well, they're on the road. I guess they think that helps.
It
for
helps.
them.
It may help, but I think there's a line, I think, where there's sportsmanship and good sportsmanship and bad sportsmanship. And, everyone has a different opinion about that. That's just how I feel about it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, now, guys, do y'all do scoreboard watching to see how the others are doing? Because you have the big scoreboard showing all the matches. Kind of like a golfer. Some look at the leaderboard to see how they're doing. And some don't.
Yeah, I would say I've had to work on that this year for sure. I think there was a few matches where I was looking at it too much. I think I look at it occasionally, but once I start finding myself looking at it every couple points or every game, I think it kind of hurts me a little bit because I'll start looking at it when the match is starting to maybe come to an end and see who's going to close it out. And then a lot of times, it's so close in college tennis, things can flip quickly. And if you're kind of looking and sometimes I find myself almost hoping when I'm looking at it a lot for somebody else to close it out. And that just kind of hurts me, obviously, a little bit. So I've tried, especially towards the end of matches when I'm trying to close it out, to kind of just keep my head down and keep focused on my match. But I mean, it's hard to not look over here and there. I think that's okay for me, but that's something I've had to work on throughout this season for sure.
Hey,
Say, Bruce, this is Ricky.
oh,
I
good.
couldn't get on I couldn't get on my computer.
Okay.
I'm on my phone.
Great.
I can't see anything. I
That's all right.
know Chi-Chi. I don't know who's talking. If
Yeah,
you could
sorry.
let me know who's there.
Okay, I'll do that. Yeah, for the players, we have Nevin and Chi-Chi are on, and then we have Eddie
Nevin.
Black.
Okay, Nevin. Yeah,
Yeah.
Nevin. Okay, great.
And I was gonna see if Chi-Chi wants to, just because you've got an interesting story, your background, maybe like Nevin did, you could just give a quick background of how you got here and what your plans are.
Yeah, like Bruce said, I was born in Taiwan, and then when I was 7, I immigrated to Canada with my older sister and my mom. And my dad's a doctor, so he had a hard time moving to Canada because he had his clinic in Taiwan, and if he wanted to immigrate with us, he would have to do the whole medical process again. So that was a little too much for his age, is what he told me. And so I grew up mostly with my mom and sister, and I'd see my dad once every couple months. And then when I was 15, I got invited to the National Training Center in Montreal. So I moved there and lived with the host family for 2 years and trained with a lot of the top Canadian players, including Felix. And from there, I actually met Bruce at a tournament pretty close to where I trained. And we started talking for probably close to a year before I committed in May to come to school in August, which was pretty late. Yeah, but ever since then, it's been awesome. I've learned so much in college, and I feel like I've matured a lot and grown. Definitely not easy all the time, but with the people around me, I feel like they've always supported me and helped me get through a lot of the challenges I faced, like we said, with the 2 surgeries I've got. And yeah, this year I'm trying to do the best I can. And I was just doing all the rehab so I could make it in time for season, which I did, luckily, which I'm happy about. And still not playing my best tennis in singles currently, but I'm doing all I can in doubles and trying to help the guys for like all the practices, anything off court, and just try to be a leader for my last couple months here.
What do you
And
plan
what
on
were the
doing?
two surgeries?
I got hip surgery 2 falls ago, and then, or 2 summers ago, and then last fall I had left knee surgery.
What
Yeah,
do
I
you
remember
plan on
those
doing when you
surgeries very
graduate?
well.
That was Ricky Cheech.
I just said I remember those surgeries very well, and
Yeah,
meeting your
yeah.
mother.
Yeah, I remember you came to my apartment. That was really nice.
Yeah, yeah, I
was
sure
about-
did. Yeah,
Probably like a week into my surgery, actually, after.
yeah,
And
you were
Stuart-
scooting around on that
Oh,
little.
yeah.
You had your knee on that thing. Yeah.
Stuart, are you
So-
on with Coach Snyder? If you're
I'm
trying to
sorry,
talk, you're.
I didn't hear you.
Oh, I was asking Stuart Keller if he's on. I see his name there, but he's on mute, so I don't know if he's on.
You can't see me, can you?
I can't see you, but I know who you are. There's one unnamed person,
Right.
so so I know I can see it.
Yeah, I tried to get on my computer and it said I've got to update something, and
Oh
so I
yeah,
just went to my phone.
That's what mine did.
yeah. Zoom's
So-
been acting funny lately.
So who's on the call besides the players?
We have myself and Megan. Megan's just listening. But we have Stuart Keller, although I see him, but I think he's having some technology problems too, because he hasn't said anything yet, so I'm not sure if he's hearing us. And Bob Slotnick, who was on last time, and Eddie Blanton.
Can you hear me now?
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you, Stuart.
Okay, I unfortunately had it muted, sorry.
Okay. Are you with Coach Snyder or just yourself?
No, he ended up, he didn't, I was gonna help him download the Zoom, and
Yeah.
at 12:45, I got back from Whataburger, from a friend, very important. And ended up, I couldn't get a hold of Coach. I called Plock, thought he might be with him. He wasn't
Right.
there.
Well, one of these days we can do it the old-fashioned way and try to get everyone in person.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Well, not in Lubbock.
Yeah.
Kidding.
Yeah. So I don't know, Stuart or Bob or Eddie or Ricky, if you guys have any other things you want to kind of get Nevin or Chi-Chi's perspective. I'll say about both these guys though. I spoke about both of them at the banquet since they were 2 seniors. And I just think the world of both Nevin and Chi-Chi. I've been doing this for about 30 years plus, and or definitely plus. And these are 2 of the most first-class people you'll ever meet. Both are extremely loyal, super hardworking, very mature and dedicated. They kept going since they got here. Things didn't always go perfect for them, and they weren't always getting rewarded right away with what they wanted. But Nevin in particular this year, I'm so happy for him to have earned like the regular starting position, and for him to come where he's come. He's been one of the most improved players I've seen since I've been coaching, and now he's winning every match. He's become a super clutch player, and Chi-Chi's just come through in so many big moments. But more importantly, like the quality of people they are and the families they come from and what they're going to do going forward here. These are just 2 first-class people, and I'm just really happy that they get to represent Texas. So I just wanted to say that about them.
I will concur that. I went to that dinner that you're talking about, Coach, and the speeches of both those kids gave were kids that seemed like they were in their late 20s rather than early 20s.
Right.
They said all the right things from their heart, and how much they love the experience here, and how much they love their teammates. And they were incredibly mature, and I was real proud of them when they made their speech, and I thought it was all great. I was very impressed with these kids.
Awesome.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but I would also say that all of those players, not just these 2, but all of them are the same way. We are so fortunate to have such a great group of not only players, but individuals. They are just fabulous people.
I'm with you 100%, Ricky. I bet I've said that 10 times to my wife. I mean, and I've followed this program longer than probably anybody alive. And I've been involved since I got out of school in 77. And I've seen a lot of kids come and go. And these kids, I mean, obviously they're winners, but like you said, Ricky, I concur. They're just, what little I've talked to them, they're quality kids. I saw it again at the hospital when they went and visited the little kids. You know, they went there because, you know, they wanted to go there. And not everybody in college is that mature to do that. So to your point, Ricky, you are dead on.
Yep,
And I
thank you.
concur.
What's the story about Micah?
Micah's doing way better, which is good news. Like he started practicing about 2 days ago, really light, and built up more yesterday. And today he's going to be more. I think I'm optimistic that he's going to be playing this weekend. Maybe not singles tomorrow, but I think there's a chance, and there's definitely a chance of doubles tomorrow. And I'm hoping that he'll be ready to do both against Baylor. I don't know for sure, but I think he's tracking pretty well. You know, everything's so high tech now. They can actually not just ask him how he feels, but they do all these jump tests and strength tests. And he's back to where he was. He's higher now with his strength than at any time this spring, and back to where he was before he even hurt himself. So I think there's a good chance he'll be playing somehow this weekend and for TCU the following week.
Boy, that's great news. Yeah, he's another one of the great guys that I've got to know a little bit.
Yeah,
I agree.
for sure. So I don't know if you guys have any other questions that you might want to ask Chichi or Nevin or me, but most importantly, probably Chichi or Nevin. And Bob, for Chichi and Nevin, I guess last time we introduced Bob, but maybe Bob, you want to tell these guys who you are and what your background is with the program, and Eddie too. But if you guys have any questions, I know they know Stuart and Ricky, but maybe Eddie and Bob want to give them a bit of their background. And then if you have any questions for Nevin and Cheech before we head off to practice in about 15 minutes, then you're welcome to ask.
Okay, I'll just start off by asking Chichi, what's he going to do when he gets out of school?
Yeah, I'm planning on playing pro this after. I'm still deciding on where I'm going to train. It'll probably be kind of all over the place between Taiwan, Canada, and hopefully Austin some.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck in your career going forward, and good luck obviously this year with the Horns. You are in great shape right now, and just keep the momentum going. Just a little bit about myself. My dad was a tennis player at Texas, and I started playing tournaments when I was 5 years old, played for a few years, and I grew up in a small town. The only person that could beat me in town was my dad, and I kind of got tired of my dad kicking my butt. So I switched to baseball and football, and played baseball for a few years at Texas, and started playing tennis tournaments again when I was 30, and I'm 70 now, and I'm still trying to play tournaments if I can stay healthy, I do pretty well. I've had some issues of getting old, I guess, but anyway, I love the sport, and I'm a big fan of all the UT programs, but I especially like tennis since I play, and I always try to learn from you guys when I go out and watch you.
Let me just tell you, his dad was a piece of work, because he used to come, and I mean, Bob will laugh at this. I mean, he came to matches till he was in his 80s. I mean, he just always came out to all the reunions. He was such a loyal Longhorn, letterman. And I mean, I'm 68. He's probably, what would he be now, Bob? 90 plus?
Oh no, he would be 100. And he claimed to be, I guess when y'all had your alumni get-togethers, he would go out and play. And he played with you guys until he was like 85, I think.
Yep, absolutely. He came to Snyder's 80th, and I mean, or 70th birthday. I mean, he just, I always loved seeing your dad. And he always had a smile on his face. Love the guy. Great.
Yeah.
I got to know Bob through his dad, and I didn't realize who Bob was, and he's being modest, but he's had some success in business, and but he's always been supportive of all the programs, as well as a business school.
And then Eddie, in case Nevin and Chi-Chi need to know about your background, what can you tell them?
Well, Stuart probably could do a better job. He knows more about me than I do, but I played when Stuart played, and that's when they needed someone on the bottom of the team, so I volunteered for that. But my dad also played at Texas. He won the Southwest Conference doubles, which was that was way before y'all's time. But he went to Texas when he was 16 and graduated in 3 years, and then went to law school. And we had fun playing a lot of tournaments in Texas. We were #1 in Texas one year. And now, you know, there's that museum in Austin that you might have walked by.
Oh, yeah,
Not sure many of y'all walked in, but
I have.
Dave Snyder.
Oh, there's Coach Snyder.
This is Coach Snyder, boys. Jeez.
Put him on speakerphone.
now we got to watch what we say.
Put him on speakerphone.
Coach,
Just apologize. I'm not any good at Zooming. I don't know my password, stuff like that. But,
well, I got you on speakerphone so the boys can hear you.
oh my
Hey-
goodness. Well, I was
hey,
just gonna
Coach.
comment that to you. Anyway, I just wish the team good luck. They're rolling, doing awful well.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Coach.
Coach. Yeah, we
Well,
have
no.
we have Nevin, Aramili, and Chi-Chi on the call for
I'm
the
not
team.
a techie. I can't, I'm not any good at that sort of thing. We Brock was around here, as everybody knows. Some people know. About a month, he finally took off yesterday. I didn't know when he was going to run out of people to look up, but he did a good job while he was here.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
I didn't know he was in town, but
Yeah,
so,
He's been around.
well, Bruce, I want to tell the two guys one last thing, and that is,
Sure.
you know, Stuart could beat me in tennis in college, but ever since then, I've been able to beat him in golf.
Okay. Oh, you're pretty good
That's a
then.
low bar, boys. A low
No.
bar.
And
Stuart's-
so, Bruce, why don't you tell us, take us a couple of minutes. I know you got to run. What to expect from Tech tomorrow?
Well, as you guys know, they're a lot better in Lubbock than they are anywhere else. And I do think they have a pretty good team this year. I think after TCU and Texas, I think the other teams, Oklahoma State, Texas Tech, and Baylor are somewhat even. Like, I don't even know who's better. Baylor beat Texas Tech in Waco last week. But I mean, the guys know it's tough to play here because of the altitude and because of the wind. And, you know, I told them yesterday that the teams that we have left on our schedule are going to play their Super Bowl when they play us. You know, that always everyone wants to beat Texas, but especially I think if you have the #1 on the back that we have right now, I expect that they'll be gunning for us pretty good.
Everybody's going to be your target for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, I don't know that we're going to have a full lineup yet still. I don't think Michael will be there. So we know that these guys know that they're going to have to be ready and everyone's going to be having to treat each match the same. And that's why I think we've done so well this year, is because they've done that. They've come out ready for each match. So I think they're going to be ready for tomorrow. And then we play Texas Tech tomorrow night, and then we head
Worried
to
about
Waco.
playing in Lubbock. Yeah.
Is it going to be an indoor match, Coach?
No, I think it looks good. I mean, it's going to be, no, I think it's going to be outside. It's not supposed to rain. It's going to be a little windy and cool, but it should be okay.
Yeah. Well, we've used hand warmers out there before.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, you'll notice the difference. Throw up a few lobs up while you're warming up.
Right.
So you get used to the sun.
Exactly.
Back
Yeah.
overheads.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, good luck. I'm just wanted to apologize for my ineptness, but anyway, you guys are doing great. Proud
Thanks,
of you.
Coach. Thanks, and thanks for being there. We see you up there every match. Thanks for being there.
We'll be around. Thank you. Bye.
All right. Take care, Coach. All right. So any other, you guys have any other thing you wanted to maybe ask Cheech or Nevin?
No, just good luck.
Yep.
I have
Best of luck.
one random fact about Chi-Chi. When he came, we were supposed to call him, his name was Jerry when he first came. And everyone tried to call him Jerry. That's what he was known at in Canada, right? In Montreal.
Oh,
And for
Montreal is
sure-
where the switch happened.
Oh, when you got to Montreal, you became Jerry?
No, I became Chichi in
Oh, you
Vancouver.
became Chichi.
Yeah,
Okay.
so whoever calls me Jerry's known me for more than 10 years.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay, yeah, but for some reason that Jerry didn't stick here.
No, it didn't.
I think it's kind of
More
morphed
of a
into
Chi-Chi
Cheech.
than a Jerry, I think.
Me too. I'm with you.
Well, if I was an opponent, I would much rather play a Jerry than a Cheech.
Yeah.
You know, you think
For
of
sure.
Chichi Rodriguez and some of the others
That's right.
that they were tough. Yeah, I would much rather play a Jerry.
All right, guys. Well, the good
So what
news
do you-
is that our call grew a little bit this time, and hopefully we do it again next month, and we'll get even more. We'll get the video out of this call to other people. So hopefully we'll keep just growing this and getting to know a couple more guys next time.
Yeah,
Right.
I think this
Yeah.
was great. I'm sorry about last time. You gave me the time, and so I rearranged things, and then you changed it,
I know that was my fault.
and
Yeah.
and I couldn't go back, and
I couldn't either.
I was sorry to miss it. But I think
Yeah.
this is a great idea, and you know, it really enjoyable. I think.
Yeah, I think the kids are such good kids, coach, that they sound good too. They're not little cocky little, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
I have
do.
one more question for the players. Just
Sure.
a question that we had last time on the call of, in the facilities respect, what would they like to see that they feel like would help them perform better in the way of equipment or whatever?
I have an idea. Maybe I know some guys. I definitely also like doing this sometimes as a contrast bath
Mhm.
where you go hot tub and then ice bath. We
Right.
have a really nice ice bath in there, but when we want to do that, we have to go over to the stadium because they have a hot tub. So I think a hot tub would be pretty good.
Okay.
Wait,
So it'd be a
you
hot
have the
tub.
ice tub at the tennis, but not a hot tub.
Yeah.
Correct.
Isn't that
Yeah,
wild?
yeah.
It's
I was
huge.
gonna say that too,
Hot
Chief.
tub's huge.
That was the recommendation last time, remember?
Yeah,
I
I think
do.
Elliot said that.
Yeah,
other
Elliot
thing-
did, yes.
Yeah, the other thing they made, I think it was Elliot, or it might have been CM. Well, the other thing, and this is something we've been talking about with Ricky, and we're kind of scoping out the grounds for, is a couple of indoor courts right on site. So that if we have a last minute rain or the courts are wet in the morning, we still have the ability to get the individual training in the morning, because now we, like for us at least, for the women, sometimes they schlep out there, but if it's wet in the morning or too cold, we just cancel, because it's not really feasible to get them out there to Steiner Ranch and back for class, and to have a few courts, even just practice courts right on site, I think would be massive for us. So we're starting to scope out some ground. We think there's room to have 2 or 3 right on site, and we're starting to look into that. So that would be probably the pie in the sky.
I think the other thing I can think of is during matches, some schools have been, some of the new facilities have like a little bit like a jumbotron, like a big screen.
Yeah.
And that's cool for like introductions. They'll show each player like a little video of each player with like a song that they picked or whatever. I think that would just be, I mean, we just got new scoreboards, so that probably won't be for a while, but I think that would just bring another
To show some video
element to the
replays and
atmosphere.
stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing that, who was it that mentioned this? Micah mentioned this because he was doing a project for one of his classes, which I think you guys would like, and I think this would be a great idea for this group, is to have, and I don't know that it would necessarily mean constructing anything, but just kind of looking at our facility and see what we could take advantage of. And there's some thought to having some kind of VIP lounge for some of the biggest supporters that we have, so that they could come and have some cocktails and hang out during the matches. I think that would be pretty cool. There's some places that do that. I know when I was at Illinois, we did that. And that's something I think we can look at also down the road. I think that would be pretty cool, kind of like a suite type situation for tennis.
Well, that
Where they
And,
donate to the program, and then you have access to this suite. I think that would be cool.
Interesting.
Okay.
well, actually, I'll talk to you more about Bruce on some of because I thought, when they opened the indoor courts, which was, the last
Right.
hurrah he wanted. And I think the university gave away, they did it in a hurry and didn't do it. Not necessarily the courts are bad, but driving out that 40 minutes
Yeah.
to play a match,
Yeah.
and the poor golfers have
Yeah.
to do that, or they go other places closer.
Right.
But it's something that could be talked about, and I've talked about it with Ricky Brown in that
Yeah.
the Met downtown, it's on top of a parking garage.
Right. We've actually identified some land that's like right in front of, like between that little parking lot next to baseball and the tennis center. I think there's space there for a couple, 2 or 3 courts. I mean, I think it's possible. It's something that we can, maybe we talk about that another time. I know Ricky, who's on this call, Ricky Hall, has expressed an interest in helping with that as well, or supporting that project, but we're starting to get the ball rolling. So maybe, Eddie, maybe we do talk about that another time. Soon. We could do it next week or whenever it's convenient for you, but these guys, we're about ready to we've practiced coming up, so we're like a minute or two
Yeah.
late.
Next
for that.
week's not good. I'm going to be in Ireland all week
Oh, wow.
for a wedding,
Awesome. Have a great trip. Have a great
but
trip.
I am playing golf too. But
That's-
we'll talk when we
you
get back.
Sure.
But no, I'm talking about building a whole, 2 or 3 courts, and Howard is going to be over there fighting you for the courts,
Right.
and you got to do
win.
it.
I think he'll win that fight.
No, he's not necessarily going to win that fight,
He's bigger than me.
but you can beat him in golf, right?
Lately, I'm starting to get to it. He was better than me for a
I
while.
can
I'm starting to
verify
catch
that.
up.
I can
I'm starting to
verify.
catch up.
So,
All right.
all right. So, Stuart, are you in Austin?
No, I'm in Dallas.
Oh,
So I was in Austin last week. So.
okay. Well, this was great, Bruce. Thanks for taking the
Thanks
time,
for
and
doing it, Bruce.
You
Yeah,
got
we
it.
enjoyed it.
You got it. We'll do it again.
thank y'all again. Good luck tomorrow, and good luck against Baylor. And obviously, you have TCU coming up too.
Yep.
And so all that. Good luck. Keep
Thank
it
you.
going, guys.
Yeah,
Thanks,
All right.
keep it
everyone.
rolling.
And thanks, Ricky and Bob, for being here, and Stuart.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks.
you guys. Nice meeting you guys.
Thanks for doing it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Good
Thank
luck.
you for
guys.
hosting.
Good to see you.
Good luck.
All right.
All
Bye.
right, thanks, guys.
you.
See
Bye.
ya.
Bye.
Bye.